So here we are, fixing a car. Easy, you might say. Daunting, others might say. Impossible is what I say. But I watched a video or two, so I'm gonna go for it. We'll see how that actually works. All right, so the first step, according to the blog that I read anyways, you take out the battery so you don't short out things or yourself. So this one's not too terribly difficult. A long time ago I did work at a stereo shop, and yeah, this is just a nice trip down memory lane here. I don't think I actually own a tool that would take this off, but thankfully Pete managed to stop by and drop off all of the things that I would be needing. So that makes it nice. I'm going to wrap the terminal, stick it in an old rag here so it doesn't make contact with anything. Look at that. No problems at all. Get that loosened up. And voila. Alright, so that is all nice and done. I feel like we're 95% of the way there already. Okay, so I've seen two different videos. One says that you can go down inside there and actually pull the starter and put it back in without taking out this whole fan hood. The other one says you need to take that out first. I'm still kind of on step 0 because I'm looking down here, and do you see right there the starter? Yeah, I don't. It's one of those metal things down there, so I think it's where that clip is. I am not 100% sure. So yeah, I'm gonna do some more digging and see if I can even identify what I'm supposed to remove, and then go from there. Okay, so I was able to properly ascertain what I'm looking for, and yep, I was totally wrong the first time. What I thought was the right clip was not. So it's right down here. There's a little boot covering a 12mm nut that I have to unscrew, and then 2 bolts in extremely awkward positions, but I know where they both are. So, as my nephew always told me, I have little dainty hands, so hopefully they're actually small enough to do this without needing to take off anything else, which would make the whole thing a bit simpler. So let's start to see if I can even get stuff there. How the hell did that guy even pull this out to get a wrench there? Wow. Is that even possible? I seriously have no idea how somebody did this without getting this giant thing out of the way first. Alright, come on. Boot, move. Okay, so there's a clip there. Key is to not break it when you're trying to clip it, or trying to unclip it. And so far I'm failing at that, so I'll hold off for 1 second just to even see if I can get this wrench in here. Okay, it said I needed a 12. This number said that. It does not fit. So let's try another one. and I am not sure, so I'll be back. All right, so I found one. Being able to read helps. This one actually says 12 on it, so I got that. And yep, now we're there. And now I gotta very awkwardly just move it just little bits at a time. Honestly, I feel like the less stuff I take out to get to this, the less likely there is that I will have leftover parts trying to put it back together again. Anyone that knows me, anytime I take something apart, I have leftover pieces. First time I took apart a CD player to get out a stuck CD, I had a giant plastic bracket that apparently was part of the anti-skip guard that I just somehow forgot to put back in as I was reassembling it. It still worked mostly fine. Maybe I don't, and I'm just gonna be stuck doing this guy, which is also okay. Oh, look at that. I think that's finally loose enough. I can get down there with my hand. And, yep, perfect. All right, so this is unscrewing now. Cool part is if I drop anything, it'll go straight to the ground, which is nice. Because I envision dropping multiple items as I go on this adventure. Okay, so we got that piece. I will set it over here. I will promptly forget what it was, but that's okay. So now we have those guys. There are two giant bolts. And the video had us using these guys to go over it, but there is not a ton of space there. So I'm wondering what the other video actually used. 'Cause I don't know if I can actually get down there. So if I go down and, well, maybe if I grab the right socket the first time around, that might help. So many sockets, so little time. Okay, so that one fits. So now, gotta get this. Like, I know I don't have very big hands, but seriously, this is a tight fit. All right, so okay, had to make sure it was going to allow me to untighten versus tighten. And there is definitely not enough room for this handle to do anything. It's not even catching it all. So what is the plan of action? Okay. I need a shorter handle, I guess. But oh, yeah. Is this this, oh, this won't work. But maybe this plus this one? Okay, so I found even smaller tool, but it won't work with this. So I'll put this back. I think this was the one that it was. Let me try this. Okay, cool. So that one fit. Let me make sure this little thing is set the other way. Okay. So this one is now set. Okay, maybe I did have it backwards. Let's figure that out. So lefty loosey, so that should be going up, right? Wow. Well, it said they'll need a little bit of torque to break them loose, but it's more than a little. Wow. Okay. Well, I can't get that thing to budge. So, time to problem solve. Where's my dynamite? Okay. So, based on the one bolt not wanting to pop off, I need more torque on it. We're going to go ahead and take out this whole fan shroud thing. And, yeah, that should give us a little more access to it. So, there is one clip down here. Pops out with a screwdriver, so I did that. 2 bolts, and then a couple of clips. So it shouldn't be too terribly bad. As long as I figure out which way is to undo it, which is that one. Just not a ton of space to work in, really, but what can you do? Let's see, need an extender. Is that long enough or too long? We'll find out. There are so many different little pieces that we can use. So let's do this one and this one. All right, that should be to loosen it up. Or to tighten it. It's quite possible I'm doing that backwards. That's much better. Is that loose enough now? So, alright, so we'll do that.
Just lay by hand. Okay. So that one's done. Then we'll get in here. Get this one going. Okay. Cool. So those two are done. Clip's done. All right, now we gotta get this hose off gently. See if we can just get it loosened up just a little bit so it'll slide the rest of the way, because I don't want to go buy a new hose. And of course, this isn't one I easily will. Video said to loosen it just a little bit with a screwdriver. And it's been sitting there since what, 2006? So doesn't necessarily want to come off. There we go. Okay. Cool. So that's done. That's done. So the only other part is these little clip guys, which apparently you need a tool for. Or you could just try and pry them, and they should pop off, if you're lucky. Alright, so give ourselves a little bit more light down here. Okay, and it's almost out. Man, oh man. It is so close. Oh man, you got it right there. Come on, guy. Almost. There we go. Jeez. Oh, all right, that one's done. And look at that. Dropped my first tool of the day. And I made it all the way to the bottom, so cool. And actually looking underneath the car, there's something there that's kind of hanging that probably shouldn't be. Well, not quite sure why, but there is a piece that is not quite doing what it's supposed to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to bother to address that this time around, but don't necessarily want to get under the car to deal with it. All right, come on, little clip. Almost there. Come on. Gotcha. Okay. So, got those two things done. Bolt, and the hose. So now, pull up the light, but now this should just come straight out. And look at that. It came straight up. Okay. So now, not a ton of extra space, but there's a little bit extra space. So we can try and get in there and torque that a little bit better than what it was doing before. Okay. So now that we're in here, let's see if we can. Oh, look at that. It broke loose. Awesome. All right. Yeah, all the difference taking out this thing. So now that that's loose, I'm gonna get a smaller one in there. Awesome. That's a big bolt. Okay. So that bolt is out. Okay, so let's go get that there. There we go. Okay. A little bit of extender, so that's perfect. But now we just gotta figure out that clip, because once we pull that, the whole thing's gonna want to come down. So we gotta get this little guy popped off first. So let's go. How do you want to come off, buddy? well, maybe there's a way that I can just pull that out and get a better angle on the clip. Okay. So let's get this supported up so I can unscrew this. All right, look at that, bolt removed. So this little bag wants to come out. This. Okay, so that's off. And this is undone. And now we can see the clip. Oh, much easier now. Okay. And look at that. We have actually pulled out the starter. Huh. Cool. So now we'll take this part, I guess, and go from there. Okay, so we got the starter out, and so next, per the video, we're gonna go in and get to some solenoids. So there's 3 screws here. We just need to get through these. And I'm just excited I can actually use a power tool. Okay. So those are done. And so, oh, do I need to take those off too? I thought it was just that part. Well, it does appear there's giant bolts here, but that wasn't in the video. It said 3 screws. All right, I'm gonna check my source material. I'll be back. Okay, so the video I'm looking at has something that doesn't quite look like this. So I found more screws on this side, and there's 2 instead of 3, but let's go ahead and just take these off. Okay, well, those are really in there. That is interesting. So I guess we're taking this apart now. Not really sure at all if I'm supposed to, but what can you do? I mean, best case scenario, we can replace a solenoid for 20 bucks. Or best case scenario, we just get in and replace the solenoid. Otherwise, we just replace the whole starter for $130, and I saved on a whole bunch of labor by pulling it out myself. Okay, so this is off. Yeah, see, I don't like this because there's this whole piece. This is also attached to it. It's like a shroud. I feel like that nut should be removed if I'm doing this. Otherwise I'm going to pull wires because this doesn't separate. Oh yeah, that's just a big old brush contact system in there. Okay, so that is not where I need to be. So what's over here? So that's not where I want to be there. What about this top part? So the top part's separating. So I'm wondering if in here is something good. I don't know what you are. Can I pop you out? Should I? I guess is another word to use there. Not can I? I mean, the other part, I can just grab a... See, do I have a different head to use on this? I can always grab my impact driver to figure out these guys that don't want to come out. Yeah, they are in there. Okay. Well, I just kind of want to see what's on the other side of those now. So I'm going to go get a bigger screwdriver. I'll be back. Okay, so we got a bigger screwdriver. So let's see if this actually works or not. Oh yeah, look at that. Like it was nothing. Okay, so those released it, and there's still this whole wire thing back there, but oh shit. A piece just fell out. Okay. Well, I just got everything completely apart. That's what I was freaking out about. Apparently, that little gear guy right there just fell off, but I'm qualified to put that back on its post, so I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal there. But I need to identify the solenoid, which this is all very different from the video I just watched. So we have this guy, which just fell out, and that sits there. Okay. So I was looking for an assembly. So this has to be what I'm looking for, but I need the top portion? I guess that means I can unscrew that. Well, I came this far, right? So, well, might as well just keep going. Let's see what fits this guy. Okay. Well, luckily, I have some attachments here. So, we'll use power tools. Okay. That came right off. Although that doesn't look like it wants to come off. that's a weld. Man, this thing's a trip. So, yeah, I don't think I am supposed to go that way. So what's under here? Am I supposed to do that? Okay, it looks pliable. I have a giant oversized. Man, so if I want this out, oh, look at that, something's happening. Okay, that is there's a whole lot of something. Okay, took that apart. Still looks absolutely nothing like the video that I watched in the replacement kit that I was looking at. These are none of the pieces that I need, so if it's not there and it's not there, I guess it's in here? And if it's in there, and I took that off already, and I don't know how to get in there, well, maybe it's just not in the cards to actually replace the solenoid. Because I took this all apart, but I'll be damned if I actually know what the hell I'm looking at. All right, well, back to the internet to do some more research. Okay, so after taking this thing apart, which was enlightening at the very least, realized I don't know exactly what's happening on the inside. So I'm just gonna go buy a new starter now, and then put that one in myself. So yeah, we'll go from there. All right, just got to the auto parts store. Gonna run in and grab myself a new starter, get that all installed. Also delivering the old starter with that cord charge in a very fancy snowman bag from the holidays. So I should charge them extra for that. Okay, so we have gone and picked up our new starter. Nice and clean. The other one was, well loved. So now we're gonna do the reverse and plug this back in, hopefully with no leftover parts. So this should be a lot of fun. Said no one ever. We put the hose back in, and it is snugging up to the top. We got this main clip back in. We got the two anchor clips in. Both these bolts are done. Two big bolts on the starter, bottom clip on the starter, and then the nut on the top with the hood pulled back over it. So we should be good for that. Now we're just gonna take a step back, put the battery terminal back together. Okay, so that's on there. So
Batteries reconnected. All the other pieces are all put back to where they came from. So last thing to do is to start it up, and hopefully I didn't break it further than where it was. Okay, we put it back together, drop the hood, everything is ready. We're gonna give it a turn. Hopefully the car works again. Okay, sweetie, give it a shot. Go ahead and try that again. Try it again. Oh! Oh! It worked! Yes! New starter. We're good. Not going to the dealership. Have a great day.